you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is the time of the year where you need that heat because this is when cramps come in because it's going to get back hot. It's going to get hot. You never know the weather what it's going to be like in Minnesota. You never know what it's going to be like in Boulder. Then you got to come back to Lincoln for 3 straight games in September, and it's still kind of hot. So I don't know. Maybe they need to go in the inside to turn the heater on.
Yeah, maybe and that was a big topic of conversation yesterday. Of course, practice number 2, practice number 3 going on right now. As far as I know, it started at 8:30, so you'd assume it's going on right now. No media access today, so you have to wait till tomorrow to hear from Coach Satterfield and Coach Barthel, a few offensive players. But as far as yesterday goes, that was a big part of what they're talking about is that the guys are getting into shape, much better shape than they were even this summer. I mean, you're talking about as big a drops or gains as 10 to 15 pounds, 20 pounds out there. So I even Coach Knighton even mentioned 30 pounds in 2 to 3 months. So that's
Well,
kind of crazy.
but this is my thing. These guys know they got. You have to be in tip top shape when you go to camp.
Mm,
You're going to lose some weight because of the heat
yeah.
and you haven't had on shoulder pads in a long time. But this is a chance for you to wear these. You got to wear these shoulder pads every week. You know, then the season comes and you run and you run and you run. You know, some guys are out of shape. I know with who was that? The Flick guy.
Yeah, Joshua
Any
Flick.
any word on him yet?
No further word. We'll still probably have to wait till Coach Rule. Maybe tomorrow Coach Satterfield would comment on it, but we'll see.
Let's jump right in it, Bob. Let's get the defensive going. Well, we got yesterday. We got what? Coach White, Coach Terrence
Yeah, Terrence Knighton.
Knighton, and some defensive players. So we didn't go over it yesterday, but let's start it off today, Bob. Let's hear what we got.
All right. Well, Coach White was talking about everything is daily, he said, regarding competition. Who's there? Who's where in the rotations being used? They're constantly moving guys around. They said shifting from the red and black unit sounds like that, your number 1 and number 2 units. They want to reward guys who are doing it the right way. Again, a big part of this is, get as many guys going as they can. I mentioned that the depth is not as viable or as important, I should say, in the first early months, so you got some time to get it going. But as a football team goes on, injuries happen. That depth's going to be important, and they've talked about it for months since they've arrived on campus. The importance of getting, especially along that front line, the defensive line, shifting guys in and out. And so Coach White kind of expanded on that yesterday. And so, I mean, we'll see. I mean, that front line certainly, with the Miles Farmer suspension or whatever, questions a little bit there in the secondary, popping up more than they were. But I think people see the secondary as probably the easiest transition to this new defense, just because there's a lot of guys that you can rely on back there. And then there's a few guys in the linebacker. I mean, we've I mean, you talk about all the time lack of depth there a little bit, but the defensive line's kind of the same way. There's, Ty Robinson. There's some guys but a lot of guys that would be taking a big step up this year if they're going to be regular rotation players.
Yeah, the thing about the linebackers, you got one guy in Reimer. Nick Henrich was hurt kind of last year, so there. And this is my opinion. There's no way that Nick Henrich can play outside linebacker. Reimer's probably the inside guy, so that's how things are going to have to go. But maybe those two guys need to get a good rotation in middle linebacker because if you're talking speed, you want to put your speed guys on the outside. Speed guys. I know Henrich and Reimer are tacklers that made a lot of tackles in the last couple of years. But the thing about this is that if you're gonna run that 3-3-5, them two outside guys got to be big and they got to run. They got to learn how to get off blocks. They got to tackle. Because you only got 3 defensive linemen, so you're already vulnerable right there because it's 5 guys on the offensive line. So and if Ty Robinson or whoever's the nose guard can't make you double team them, then this is going to be a long season for that defense.
Yeah, and I think too, especially when you're talking about the Big Ten, and as we get into it, it's interesting that Minnesota game too. I'm sure we'll talk about that in the coming month. They don't have Mohamed Ibrahim. They don't have their big offensive linemen. They're talking about their wide receivers and getting their playmakers the ball and all that this offseason. So maybe it changes a little bit than what we typically see from Minnesota. But you're going to get, in my mind, the program's the program. We'll see. I mean, maybe Michigan or Minnesota's got some different ideas. But I don't know if I'm completely buying into it that they're going to necessarily be an air raid system themselves. So I think you're going to get defensive line Big Ten battle tested out of the gate, and so you can kind of see where you are in a way that's a bit of a blessing. And in another way, we talk about a lot of these young guys coming along. They're not going to be probably at where they need to be or where they should be or where they will be by game 5 or 6 if they don't have injuries. So it's kind of that build up, that non-con that's supposed to set you up that way. More and more in college football these days, they're saying throw that out. You got to play at least one tough game in the first 3 weeks is how it usually is. Now they're throwing them right at you, right at Nebraska out of the gate. It's been that way. It looks like it's going to continue that way with the Big Ten, as far as Nebraska has been penciled in as a team that's going to open up the season with the conference game. So this defensive line, again, I think with Ty Robinson, there a lot of talk about Raquan Buckley yesterday, and just a lot of guys flashed in the spring game, and maybe that was more of a Nebraska offensive line problem. Maybe that was just that day. You hear about certain practices, the defense has the advantage or the offense has the advantage. But I don't know. I had a big concern about the defensive line going into this offseason. Maybe I'm fooled. Maybe I'm a fool for looking too much into the spring game, but that did calm my nerves a little bit because I thought they played pretty well.
Well, yeah, of course you're going to play well against yourself.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that they did. They played well against themselves. So, but when you have to play against other competition, that's when it's going to get ugly. See, the thing about this defense right now is that these guys are young, that you're trying to stuff probably 2 years worth of defense in 6 months. This defense, they're not going to be able to master this defense right off the bat, because you're going to have some mistakes the first game. You're going to have some errors, but you got to go at it full speed. You got to go in it with your head clear. Probably you got to keep it base for a little while, throw in a couple of blitzes. But for the 3-3-5, like you said, there's so many different defenses you can run with it. But can we get it down packed all in one for the first game against Minnesota?
Yeah. Do you feel? Are you feeling better? I mean, initially the 3-3-5. When you hear that, you kind of think, I don't know, it's Big Ten. You got, So they're kind of experimenting with things, and seeing if they can get this to work. Do you feel better as it goes on, or do you think it's going to take a little bit to get it used to? Because install and all that stuff. I mean, that could be tough, but at the same time, the 3-3-5 is supposed to be giving you flexibility. It's supposed to give you the opportunity that if you're going to face a run heavy set, you can adjust your formation to that more easier than playing a 4-3 and then all of a sudden that day you'd rather change. But so it's kind of interesting. You feeling any better about it, or do you think it's going to take a few hiccups to get going?
No. I don't feel better.
You don't feel better.
I feel like 4-3 is a real traditional defense. 3-3-5, you're leaving holes out there. You're leaving gaps open. You're giving the offensive lineman a great, like I said, if that D tackle or defensive nose guard don't demand a double team, then it's going to be easy to reach those linebackers. And if your linebackers not fast, they're going to get caught with the reach. And then there goes the guy 20 yards down the field, 15 yards down the field, 6 yards down the field. So, I think the 3-3-5 is probably a Big 12 kind of defense. So you never know. It's going to be funny. It's going to be funny to see how this defense plays against Big Ten teams, because the Big Ten has big linemen, big aggressive offensive linemen, and we're not that big on defense yet. Like I said, the type of players that we have right now, I don't think is in the mold for the Big Ten.
I think that's interesting because I think too, you have a long-term vision and you have the defense that you inherit. And again, I don't know if that's the case. I know they've been working to get those guys' bodies in shape, but they've also, hit the transfer portal. Went to the only place they went to the JUCO route this year was on the defensive line in Kai Wallen, getting Elijah Judy out of there. So out of the transfer portal. So
he's never really heard too much about Elijah Judy. What can he bring to the table? Yeah. I know he comes from Texas A&M, probably one of those 5-star guys that signed with A&M that didn't last long. But the thing I said is I watched TCU. They're the only team that really did something that ran a 3-3-5. They ran into Georgia. Then you see what happened with that, running a 3-3-5. So, and if you face a team like Michigan, you face a team like Ohio State, they're going to look to destroy you up front. And the thing I'm saying is we got to be prepared and trick them. And just if we're gonna run that 3-3-5, put six guys in the box, put six guys on the line of scrimmage, have them all fooling and confuse the defense, confuse the offense. Are they gonna do that? We don't know. Are they smart enough to do that? We don't know. We did it because our coach gave us the opportunity to do it. Because when we played up on the line, because we all knew our positions. We knew where we had to be, what time we had to be there. Look, I'm talking like it's lunchtime, like what time we have to be there. But we fool blitz so much that we confused a lot of teams, and then because we looked like we was coming, most of the time we wasn't coming, and that was a good thing for us because it scared them out of their play. And when you have to audible, you audible right into us. So, maybe we can, you got to do different combos or have two outside linebackers up on the line. Then soon the ball snap, they drop back into their zones, or what I'm saying, get your hand on the receiver, bump them, throw him off his route. Do they know how to do that? We don't know, so we'll find out.
Yeah, I mean, I think disguising blitzes is going to be what it's all about, especially if they do stay in that base formation for a majority of the time. I mean, one of the most frustrating things, just being a couch, I suppose, a couch coordinator or whatever you would call it on the defensive side. We usually talk about that on the offensive side, but I can't stand a 3-man rush. I mean, unless you've got, that's really going to get home. Well, that's really tough.
You seen what happened with a 4-man rush last year, and we couldn't get pressure.
Yeah.
Unless it was Gary Nelson, and he's gone. So, Ty Robinson, he was a big guy that was in there last year. I don't think one guy can do this. I don't know who's the defensive end supposed to be. I don't know if it's what's the guy from Florida name? What's his name? He got one of those funny names that was in the top. What's his name? The defensive end. Who's playing defensive
Chief Borders?
End? Chief Borders.
Yeah,
if Chief Borders are edge.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe who's the other edge?
Maybe Jamari Butler.
And here's my thing: you got guys who haven't played much. Do they have a signature move? Do they know how to get their hands off a block? Do they know how to spin? Do they know how to just, can they juke a guy at the line? We don't know that yet. So, we're playing a guessing game ourselves, but we will know against Minnesota in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see, especially when you bring up that edge. I know they've got their different guys that they were talking about, but a lot of them, and I went back to this, is other than Jamari Butler, when they talked in the spring, they were talking about a lot of the new guys, and some of those guys being the young guys, like Princewell Umanwalen was mentioned in there. So I think we're going to see some new faces because, like you said, last year and for years now, Nebraska's had struggles, and they're not alone. Most teams across the nation do, of getting to the quarterback, of having that special edge rusher. And to see who those guys will be interesting to see, who's going to be on that front line, in your 3-3-5. Are you going to have, I think for the most part, you're going to have big down offensive, defensive linemen, not necessarily not the edge rushers, not the guys that are going to be counted heavily on to get to the quarterback, but so it is. I think a lot of it's going to be disguised blitzes. A lot of it's going to be, hopefully not too many tells based on if you do have a great edge rusher, can he also cover? I mean, if you need him to. It's a lot that Nebraska is going to learn too. I mean, when we say we don't know, and they're going through practice right now, and they're shuffling guys in and out, they're trying to find those guys. They're trying to see who those guys are, and sometimes it takes a few games for somebody to get rolling. So, we say we don't necessarily know. I don't know if they know. It's a whole new team basically with Matt Rule and his staff here. They're going to try this thing out, the 3-3-5, and they're committed to it though. I mean, they made the 3-3-5 higher, so that's where they're going. I think Nash Hutmacher is probably going to be relied upon to be one of those big guys on the down defensive line, the 3-3-5. Roquan Buckley got a lot of talk about him yesterday. Tony White said he was glad that he was mentioned. He supposedly in the best shape he's been in, and he even talked about his hips for those defensive linemen. Is there a position of football where you're like, where's your hips the least, need fluidity the least?
I would say defensive line.
Maybe defensive line
You know,
on the interior.
well, because I know linebackers use hips. DBs turn and
Oh,
use
yeah.
their hips. So, you know, my thing is that we got guys that haven't really played. They need that experience. They need that game experience, and I don't. I just don't see it yet. I mean, what I really need to see is a true depth chart. You know, I need to see that so I can analyze that and see who's doing this, who's doing that. Are you great at two deep players? Because you're going to need a lot of two deep players playing in this 3-3-5. You know, can we cover up for the Miles Farmer deal? Can we cover up as another guy goes out? How is going to handle the Joshua Fleeks deal? How he's going to do this? You know, I know the bad thing is about it that Joshua Fleet got sent home and he played for Rule for 2 years. That's the bad thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, you would think that would be a guy that's able to, in Matt Rule, this is kind of a disciplinarian as we're seeing. You'd think that would be a guy that could help Matt Rule in that transition, but there are guys stepping up. Let's go to the Starter Him and text line here. We've got a few questions for you and thoughts for you, Terrell. Let's go here. There's a couple people making fun of Josh Fleeks. I don't think we necessarily need that. 0758 says, listening to Nash on how Ty Robinson has this tough, in-your-face demeanor when it comes to calling out and correcting mistakes in practice. Who was that dude in the 90s? Who was that for your team?
The coach.
The coaches.
Don't need a player in my face with a mean demeanor. The coach should be able to correct it. You just need to get him to hustle. If you're a teammate, you want him to hustle, run to the ball, to the whistle stops, and then, get back in the huddle. You don't need that, I'm the tough guy. I want to be the leader in somebody's face. It's 11 of y'all out there. 11 people need to learn how to play together, get things going. If you're on first team, you know how it should be. If you're a starter, you know what you should do and you know what should happen at the same time. Don't need a guy in my face. Christian Peters never hopped in my face. Jason Peters never hopped in my face. Grant Wistrom never hopped in my face. Jared Thomas never hopped in my face because we all let Coach McBride do the straightening on defense.
Another question. Well, just a thought there. Tell 43. Would it be nice if he could suit up again? Brad says. I think we all can agree on that. And then from actually 1,000 is his last 4 digits. Guys, I want to ask you guys. Now that guys aren't wearing knee braces, does that concern you at all? That's something that Matt Rule has brought in to try to get more. When we talk about fluidity and movement and all that, does that concern you about injuries down the line?
I mean, I would think if a guy needs a knee brace, he needs to play with it. Now you're putting these guys' knees in jeopardy. I think I don't know if that's lawsuit material, but I would say if a guy needs a brace, he needs a brace. I mean, that's football in general.
A little bit of breaking news. Shout out to the text line for alerting to this. Just happening now, though. Of course, Miles Farmer was suspended. We heard about that the other day. Sounded like we'll see was the answer we got from Matt Rule if he was going to return. Doesn't look good now. Miles Farmer is officially in the transfer portal, and it's pretty late to be entering the transfer portal. But as you know, that seems to be a year-round thing, and very interesting. Obviously, guys have been in and out of the transfer portal, returned from the transfer portal. So again, maybe it's not officially that Miles Farmer won't be for this team, but I think that tells you where his headspace is as of today. And in all likelihood, I can try to sugarcoat it as much as I want. It probably looks like Miles Farmer is going to be leaving the team here as he has officially entered the transfer portal. Your initial thoughts here, Terrell? Did you hold out any hope Miles was returning?
Oh man, this I'm going to talk about this from starting last week. A lot going on in this Husker program right now. Starting with the coach last week that got the driving under the influence. Now you got players coming in overweight. You got players suspended. Now he's leaving the team. You don't want this to be a distraction this early in the season. This is not even 2-3 days in, and things are not going the way. Now, I'm not going to say going the way Coach Rule wants it because this is Coach Rule doing. So he's sending a subliminal message to these players like, don't mess around. I mean, do they get it? I guess not because look at this. He's leaving. You hate to lose a guy who's been a starter for like almost 2.5 years. I would thought, from him being a Georgia guy, that his head would have been on straight. I talked to this kid several times. His mom actually went to school with my cousin, so I talked to his family sometimes when they was up here. I tried to get to him a lot and try to see what he'd be to stay focused. But you don't want to lose a guy like that who's supposed to be the quarterback of the defense. Now you got to not teach, but who's ready to fill that role? I know it's next man up, but being a safety and being a 2.5 year starter, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, I think it will to a degree. It's interesting to kind of try to read between the lines. Was he a starter at the spring game and all that? But I also think too what we heard from Matt Rule the other day is kind of the little things, and maybe not one big thing that Miles Farmer did that kind of got him suspended. And now it seems like the kind of the end of the story. You wonder if he felt like he was being singled out, or whatever those little things were couldn't be corrected. One way or the other, it looks like Nebraska is going to be without Miles Farmer for the upcoming year, and just in general as he hits the transfer portal. Also interesting just to see kind of where that lands him this late in the process. Everybody else is already, starting their fall camps as well. You got a guy that you mentioned has started in parts of the last 3 years and full-time last year at Nebraska. I'm sure that'll turn some heads. I'm sure some people would be interested in what's going on there. So not the greatest way to start the show, but it is what it is. We can only report the news and adjust to it. So we'll have more thoughts on Miles Farmer entering the transfer portal coming up next year on The Captain. VJ is busy today, so it'll be myself and Terrell for the rest of the show.
In the black shirt.
There you go. Or the black shirt and Buck.
Yeah, however you want it. Whichever it still makes good sense.
That's right. We'll be back here on The Captain on 93.7 Ticket.
If you're an electrician, we've got a career for you. It's a career with employer-paid health care and retirement benefits. Join the IBEW Local 265 family. Work for one of our NECA contractors. Come to our job fair on August 3rd from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Holiday Inn, 2500 Tamarind Ridge Road in Southwest Lincoln. For more information, call Mike Murray at 402-875-1034. That's 402-875-1034.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Arnold's Tavern in Havelock is the place to be this summer and the best place in town for shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some of the best players in town for the Shuffleboard Corner. Come on Sundays for Open House League all day starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy $3 tall boys and $3 wells. Shake off the start to the work week with karaoke on Monday nights. And don't forget, happy hour is every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern in the heart of Havelock.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Koppel's big summer sales event is kicking off into high gear with lots of fantastic offers still going on. We've got 0.9% interest rates and trade-in bonuses on select new models. I know it all sounds too good to be true, but yes, 0.9% interest rates right now at Koppel. Also ramping up our back-to-school vehicles, and our pre-owned inventory is filling fast. We've got great new pre-owned and GM-certified units ready to roll, so stop on by the dealership or online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
So Matt Davis in the studio, president of the 1890 Initiative, Nebraska's NIL operation.
We have some big things that we're going to announce, I think, in the next, few weeks, few months for sure. So I think 1890 and the trajectory for our company is really good. I think we have the ability to have a top 5 collective in the country. I think we're trending that way.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, showers from likely this morning, then mostly cloudy skies will take over this afternoon. We'll see a high of around 84. Tonight we'll see a chance of storms late, otherwise mainly cloudy skies, and a low of around 71. And tomorrow we'll see partly sunny skies with a high of around 86. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back with Vershawn Jackson. Powered by Bauer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yeah. Welcome back to The Ticket. We are powered
Bye.
Bauer. Bauer Underground. Hard out there working. Sponsor of the Captain Show. I'm Terrell Farley, the Black Shirt. This is The Ticket 93.7. Now, we just got news of Miles Farmer in the transfer portal. Y'all let me know. Some people on the text line, let me know. Somebody call in. Let's talk about it. Let's get it off your chest. So, let's read the text, Bach. Let's go hit the text line for a minute.
Yeah, we've got some response to the Miles Farmer transfer news. Chase B says, watching him go into the portal makes me feel like he didn't get the way he wanted, so he took his ball and went home. Could be. 3201 says, sometimes kids don't want help or think they know everything. Was never all that impressed with him. Next man up, whoever that is. Gus Mohawk says, hey, Blackshirt. Well, this is a different question on that. We'll get your thoughts real quick. Hey, Blackshirt, Jay Foreman was talking yesterday that a defensive back could never run the whole defense. Would have to be somebody up front or in the middle. Your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a back quarterback and it's a front quarterback. The middle linebacker job is to get the front seven ready. The safety, his job is to get his guys to communicate and say and get their single in, because they got to know what it is. So like Jay was our cap. Jay was the leader in the cap. He was the leader in the huddle. We had to listen to him because he called the plays. Now the guys in the back, they didn't come in the huddle, so they rely on the safety to rely what the coaches give them. So they're more like a quarterback for the back part of the team. But like I said, Jay and Phil Ellis and Doug Coleman, they was our leaders. They was the guys that call the huddles, that get the huddle broke in time, and call the strong side or whatever side we need to be on.
You always see defensive backs kind of hand signaling to each other
Yeah.
at the break. What is mostly that? Is that just defensive backs looking at each other? Is nobody else necessarily needs to
No, we
focus on
don't.
that?
Yeah, we don't, because we go off what's said in the huddle.
Mhm.
So we don't go with the back part of it. You know, we know what they're doing, because once you know the defense, like if we ran 11 robber, we know that's man.
Mhm.
So sometimes we run a zone blitz, and some part of that probably is man, and some part of that is zone. So, you know, we did a lot of stuff that the front seven did by themselves, and the back will call their own things. But mostly whatever we call, they know what it is. So.
Good kind of inside the huddle type of talk there, real quick. Pecan Pie says, well, he says a lot, so I have to read through that here in a second. He says, if Farmer wants to move on to a program that allows him to have minor slips without consequences, then let him go. Those type of programs are the ones that don't make it to conference championships games into the championship playoffs. I think of those of us that have Husker fans for multiple decades continue that when a program has consequences for the players, they win, and those that let things slip are permanently bottom feeders. Let's keep up the great work, Coach Rule and staff. It's time to change up at One Memorial Stadium Drive. Yeah. So I mean, it's very clear, especially again with the news today, that that there is a new rule in town.
I can't answer the question because I never been on a losing team in college. So
yeah.
you know, probably in JUCO, but you know, you don't expect, you know, a team like us, bunch of JUCO guys. You know, we couldn't win it, but we made the playoffs.
Yeah.
So you know, we didn't win it all, but we did go to the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think for the most part, I agree with that. There have been troublesome teams, of course, that have had success in the past. So, I mean, it can work. But as a program, you know, maybe a team here and there, but a program long term that usually is going to catch up to you. Byron the Hog Farmer says he had multiple chances. So, you know, Aaron says maybe Farmer's just salty about something and moved on. The Garbologist says, I like it. Like that it seems that the rules, the standards truly are the standards. And I think that's, you know, this is another situation. I mean, we talked about it the other day. You know, whether you're one of rules guys, whether you're a new guy, whether you're a starter, whether you're a freshman, it's pretty clear nobody is above the rules. And so this is another example of that. I'll continue with some of these text line thoughts here. Somebody sends in a gift. Claytonia John sends in the Bye Felicia gift. So there you go. 4226 says, I don't care how many games he started. If he was part of the culture problem here, then it's time to go. James B completely agrees with Pecan Pie. And Aaron quotes you, I don't know nothing about losing. So yeah, that's fair enough. You didn't in your college career. So yeah, that works there. And I think, I think two things can be true about this. And again, as we talk about from a team standard to a program standard, you know, maybe if you just kind of throw it out there, returning starters, experience, all that stuff, Nebraska was better before Miles Farmer transferred. But maybe as a program, you know, in setting that standard and letting it be known that things will not be allowed to happen, you know. But I mean, again, this is what there's been talk over the last couple of days, or an article about being on time at 8:00 rather than 8:04. Maybe Miles Farmer's, and I don't want to get into speculation about what the little things are, but again, that's a little thing. And it sounded like it was kind of little things adding up to a suspension. Maybe he didn't like the fact that he's, you know, kind of publicly being punished, and so he's looking for a way out there. Maybe he feels like, you know, I am a guy that started here. Maybe I should be treated a little bit differently. Whatever the case may be, again, you know, I hope that there's not too much frustration, I suppose, with Miles Farmer, because we always have to warn on these days. Don't tweet at him. Don't bother him. He is a Husker. He will, you know, even he goes play somewhere else, he'll always be a former Husker, and he did contribute to the program. Some guys just, you know, new coaching staff just aren't going to. Maybe it's their personalities just don't click with the new coaching staff.
Yeah, you're right. You know, and like I said, this is Coach Rule's team. You know, he's setting examples out there. You know, he set one by sending one of his own guys home. Coach resigned. Now this with Miles Farmer. Maybe Miles Farmer can go somewhere else and get his life. He still has 2 years to play. He's a graduate, ain't he?
Yeah, I believe so.
So he's free to go anywhere he wants to. But you know, you hate for this to happen so soon. You know, it's just, you know, is he a cancer to the team? Probably is. You know, did you do the right thing and get rid of him? You probably did. But you know, we don't know the facts. That's one thing. So, you know, I can't judge this kid just off by the little things because all players do the little things, you know. So, you know, I just can't base it off the little things. I need to get in deep detail and see what he did to be put off the team like this, or to just put himself in the transfer portal this fast.
Yeah, and I have to do that again. I always do this for people that don't, you know, maybe are just kind of frustrated. A reminder that if just because a guy doesn't play for a football team does not make him a bad guy. He was on the Brooke Behringer citizenship team, twice on the Tom Osborne citizenship. He was volunteered his time with Make-A-Wish, the Nebraska Football Road Race, the Athletic Department Career Fair, Dance Marathon, and local schools and hospital outreach visits. So again, you might be frustrated with him. Don't tweet at him or anything like that, because he's already helped.
That's just how Nebraska fans do.
I know. I know.
It's
not just Nebraska fans. It's fans.
It's fans in general. It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know what this young man did. You know, maybe, you know, it's a lot of things. So we have to wait and see to what really going on. We may never know. So, you know, we may have to just leave it like that and say, oh, Miles Farmer gone. Good luck to you, kid. Good luck to you, young man, and wish you great success. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, and again, he was not part of the 120, as Cornstash points out there on YouTube. So you know, this isn't a big change from yesterday's practice. What it does do, and again, you know, now that it's official and kind of you know, out there, you know, there's time to speculate or time to talk about, you know, again, experience, second leading tackler, all that. But what this does do is open up the spot for some of those safeties back there that weren't penciled in, maybe to get some playing time.
Let's see. Who's the most experienced guy now we have at safety? Because this is a big blow. You know, we're going to put it to rest about a big blow. Now it's time for next man up, because this is why people play football. You know, you get your chance any moment. This is like having an injury or somebody out for the year. Now the next guy got to step up. He got to be ready. You know, you're going to have to put at least – you're going to have to – I wouldn't say next guy up, next guys up, because this is going to have to be a battle between two other guys or three other guys or whoever you're going to know. We don't know if Quinn Newsome back. Did he move? Who moved to safety last year?
Well, Marquise Buford was dinged up to start fall camp. I don't know when he's going to get back, because he had that season-ending injury there toward the end of the season. And so, you know, maybe that's another part of the concern. Is this is a safety position where, like you said, as far as experience goes, not a whole lot there. I mean, we'll see. I think guys that can contend for that spot, because I think if Buford's healthy, Buford's a safety, one of your starting safeties.
Yeah.
But you know, how long is that's healthy Buford? You know, we've also seen guys not be able to come and return to their normal form after an injury. So hopefully that doesn't happen with him. I don't know when we'll get him back. Hopefully, I'm sure with this news, we'll get kind of more questions on that.
But you know what, Buck? I don't even care, because you know what today is? Today is my internet comes back.
Oh, that's right.
And when the internet comes back, guess what comes back with that?
Some COD.
Haven't played COD in about 5 days.
Are you getting a little stressed?
Yeah, because the new season started.
Yeah.
So I'm behind the gun on the new season. I play with my son like twice a week.
That's got to be a good stress relief. My stress relief is basketball.
I tell you a story. Me and my son, we played last week, and you know, he got shot down, and I had to go help him. And I said, "Oh, Daddy got to help you up, huh?" And he was laughing. His friends was laughing. But you know, I'm looking forward to, you know, my man supposed to be there. My internet guy supposed to be there between 1 and 3. Hope he be there exactly at 1.
Yeah, earlier the better.
Yeah, the earlier the better, so I can play and take a little nap.
That's right. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's tough to go without internet.
Yeah, you know, I haven't watched TV since Friday, so I'm behind on.
What are you doing there?
Internet.
You just reading books
TikTok.
or something now, right now? TikTok.
I'm a TikTok king.
You're on your phone.
Yeah, just to, you know, burn all my what you call it up.
Yeah, data.
Yeah, my data. Yeah. You know, no internet. Oh, your data is low. Your phone's gonna run slow.
All right, we've got to take a break here. Plenty more to talk, of course, with the Miles Farmer news and of course practice going on yesterday and today. Once again, no media access today. We could still expand upon things going yesterday. Also, some college football news and notes to bring up including some crazy stuff going on at Iowa State with their starting quarterback.
Oh, yeah, he's a gambler.
Yeah, so we'll get into all that coming up next year on The Captain on 93.7 The Ticket.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Koppel's big summer sales event is kicking off into high gear with lots of fantastic offers still going on. We've got 0.9% interest rates and trade-in bonuses on select new models. I know it all sounds too good to be true, but yes, 0.9% interest rates right now at Koppel. Also, we're ramping up our back-to-school vehicles, and our pre-owned inventory is filling fast. We've got great new pre-owned and GM-certified units ready to roll, so stop on by the dealership or online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
I heard you and Jack had a disagreement.
Yeah, he says I keep things from him.
What are you going to do?
He loves the Nebraska Lottery's Powerball First Millionaire of the Year promotion. So I'll buy a Powerball with Power Play and Double Play ticket before August 14th, and I could be one of 15 winners of $1,000. I'll also be entered for a chance to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve and a chance at $1 million.
$1,000? That should make him happy.
Depends.
On what?
If I decide to tell him I won.
Powerball top prize odds, 1 in 292 million.
You play Lucky for life, don't you?
Yeah, love it. Chance to win $1,000 a day for the rest of my life.
How does it work?
Choose 6 numbers and buy a ticket.
Then what?
Check your numbers after the nightly drawing to see if you've won.
Whoa, slow down. You lost me there.
Choose 6 numbers.
6 numbers. Got it.
Check the drawing.
Whoa, how do you remember all that?
Just lucky, I guess.
Lucky for life, top prize odds, 1 in 30 million.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're an electrician, we've got a career for you. It's a career with employer-paid health care and retirement benefits. Join the IBEW Local 265 family. Work for one of our NECA contractors. Come to our job fair on August 3rd from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Holiday Inn, 2500 Tamarind Ridge Road in Southwest Lincoln. For more information, call Mike Murray at 402-875-1034. That's 402-875-1034.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. But there are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery, online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Back with Vershawn Jackson. Powered by Power. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. The Ticket, 93.7. I'm with Bach. And on the black shirt. No captain today. So next we got what we got, Bach? Let's see what we got on the text line. Now, I don't know if this is a rumor or not, but I see Clemson, Florida State, Oregon, and Washington are probably going to join the Big Ten. I don't think Clemson.
Quite a haul.
That's a lot of traveling. I mean, I don't even know why Maryland's in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
You know,
call out Maryland.
It's just geographical. You know what I'm trying.
Geographically
wise. I don't think Clemson a fit. You know, South Carolina. I mean, I would actually put them in SEC.
Well, that's what's going to be interesting to see in this next line of conference realignment and specifically expansion to the Big Ten and the SEC. We're seeing the Pac-12 breakdown. We're seeing the Big 12 pick up Colorado. With it come a bunch of rumors, and that's kind of where we are right now. But the next big move is interesting because it's very clear now, and it's written in stone. Basically, the Big Ten and the SEC are going to lead this way into the new era of college football, whatever that conferences will look like. The SEC has stayed in the South. They've expanded. They've added Texas and Oklahoma, so they went a little bit west, but they're still kind of in the South. The Big Ten, along with the Big 12,
Oklahoma's not the South. Okay, we're gonna stop you right there, Bob.
Neither is Missouri, I suppose.
Missouri is not the South.
Yeah. How about Southern Missouri? Missouri?
No,
that doesn't matter.
No.
No.
Let me tell you where it starts at. Tennessee, then you go down from Tennessee right there to Texas. And then from Tennessee, you go to South Carolina.
Yeah.
A little bit of North Carolina, probably North Carolina. And that's it, and down.
Yeah.
So that's it. Probably 10 states. I have to look at a map to really tell you.
Yeah, I have to look at the map.
You know, but that's what it is.
But I guess my point is,
so what they really want to do is, so what it really looks like they want to do for college football is just have two super conferences.
Yes,
that's probably what it's going to end up being. Yeah. You have 24 teams in one conference, 24 in another conference. That's just too much in one conference.
Well, it's kind of silly because eventually, if we expand it, and we're already doing it with the Big Ten. I mean, if they get to 16 teams, when they do get to 16 teams, that's just two Big Eights. I mean, Nebraska's made the Big Eight. So
I mean, but the way it looks like is that we're gonna have college AFC Central, AFC South, AFC North, NFC West, NFC East. You know, I just really think that they're destroying college football.
They're destroying it as we know it.
You know, they're destroying it, first of all, with the portal. They're destroying it with NIL because they don't have a cap on it. This NIL needs some kind of cap on it. And I seen somebody said a question about that earlier.
Yeah, somebody was asking what you would change about the Common Era, I think.
I mean, it's a lot you should change about this. I mean, I believe kids like Marvin Harrison, he deserves money like that. I don't know, man. It's just, I don't even think it'll be college. I'm finna start back watching NFL probably in a little while. How this is going,
Well, it's gonna change the way that college football was played. I still love the brands. I still love, as soon as we get on the field, all that stuff kind of disappears when Nebraska and Michigan's helmets start colliding. I can enjoy it just as much, but it's gonna be completely different. I do think it is going to be kind of an NFC, AFC situation. And then like further from there, like you said, pods, and breaking it down to, the Big Ten Central, where Nebraska will be a part of, compared to the Big Ten West or the Big Ten East, which are the current divisions, but, will be geographically different. My point is with the SEC, and you're right. I mean, they're all kind of bordering states in the Southeast region. And again, have expanded a little bit to add Missouri and Oklahoma in the last couple of years, maybe a little bit outside of that region. But the point is, they're all bordering states. The Big Ten is going the opposite route, and it's the route that the Big 12 is taking to a smaller degree because they're a smaller conference. But the Big Ten is saying, we're going to be a nationwide brand, and the places that they haven't touched. And I think if they want to be a nationwide brand, they do have to expand a little bit to the South, because if you look at the South, I mean, the Big Ten needs a Southern team. The SEC in just that area, you can include, if you include Clemson and Florida State and Texas and Oklahoma, the teams that are now going to the SEC. But if you include Clemson and Florida State, who are within that footprint, I mean, those teams have all won 20 of the last 22 national championships or something like that. I mean, the number is staggering. So the Big Ten can expand as much as they want. If they're not getting to a Southern location, if they're not getting a Southern team, they're still kind of out of the loop with the SEC. And so the Big Ten and the SEC are 1 and 2 off the field, competing and fighting for TV contracts. But on the field, who's number 1?
Yeah.
And by a wide margin.
Yeah, Georgia, Alabama.
Well, the SEC, yeah.
Yeah, the SEC. Who it is? 1569 says Oklahoma is just as south as Tennessee. LOL.
That's a lie.
Because I know in Tennessee, they make good moonshine. And I haven't heard of moonshine in Oklahoma since when? Never.
Have you been to Oklahoma?
Yeah.
They've got some Southern type of folks.
I've been to Oklahoma City. I've been to Tulsa. I've been to Bartlesville.
Yeah.
I went to JUCO right on the border of Oklahoma.
Didn't feel like it was south.
No, it's nothing south about Oklahoma except their voice, how they talk.
Yeah.
They talk country.
Mm-hmm.
That's because they're a little special in Oklahoma. But
no, that's not Southern. That's
that's
else.
special.
Okay.
They're special. I'm not going to tell you what kind of special, but they're special. Read that Jeremy the Grill Master. He said he had 2 comments about that.
So I had the 2 comments above about the super conferences. Let's see. He's been texting in too much. I don't see where he had them. So we have to keep.
So yeah, but I can see what he's saying about a super conference. I can see what you're saying about a super conference. So, Bob, when you said the Big Ten East, the Big Ten West, the Big Ten South, the Big Ten North.
Yeah.
24 teams. SEC East, SEC West, SEC South, and SEC North. 24 teams. No more MEAC, no more other teams, Conference USA, no more Pac-12, no more Big 12. Just going to take it all out and make college football the minor league of the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting to see when it does boil down to that, because all this is about making money. All this is about, the big brands getting together and seeing how much money they can make. At some point, if you have 24 teams in the conference, what is the point of non-conference games? And then, what's the point? And I keep saying this, the college football playoff is currently constructed. Is it going to make sense in 2 years if there's 24 teams in the Pac, in the Big Ten, 24 teams in the SEC, and you're still having the 6 best records of conference champions getting to the playoffs? Why? I mean, because those other conferences aren't playing, in those competitive conferences. So I don't know. I mean, this again, it's kind of year to year. Things are going to change. Things are going to shift. And I don't know if there's a landing point for all this, but it's certainly different. And I think the way that you guys are saying it or seeing it as a minor league in the NFL, keeping in mind that college football has always been a minor league to the NFL, it will look more minor league, I suppose.
Well, I can tell you this. Keith Jackson's in his grave rolling over saying, whoa, Nelly, this
right.
ain't college football no more.
Yeah, I think you could be right about that.
All right. That was the fastest hour on radio right there. Me and Bach is handling business today. We just reading, we just going, we just having fun on the ticket, 93.7.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
If you're an electrician, we've got a career for you. It's a career with employer-paid health care and retirement benefits. Join the IBEW Local 265 family. Work for one of our NECA contractors. Come to our job fair on August the 3rd from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Holiday Inn, 2500 Tamarind Ridge Road in Southwest Lincoln. For more information, call Mike Murray at 402-875-1034. That's 402-875-1034.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM First, 93.7 The Ticket.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs. Arnold's Tavern in Havelock is the place to be this summer and the best place in town for shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some of the best players in town for the Shuffleboard Corner. Come on Sundays for Open House League all day starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy $3 tall boys and $3 wells. Shake off the start to the work week with karaoke on Monday nights. And don't forget, happy hour is every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern in the heart of Havelock.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
I heard you and Jack had a disagreement.
Yeah, he says I keep things from him.
What are you going to do?
He loves the Nebraska Lottery's Powerball First Millionaire of the Year promotion. So I'll buy a Powerball with Power Play and Double Play ticket before August 14th, and I could be one of 15 winners of $1,000. I'll also be entered for a chance to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve and a chance at $1 million.
$1,000? That should make him happy.
Depends.
On what?
If I decide to tell him I won.
Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
You play Lucky for life, don't you?
Yeah, love it. Chance to win $1,000 a day for the rest of my life.
How does it work?
Choose 6 numbers and buy a ticket.
Then what?
Check your numbers after the nightly drawing to see if you've won.
Whoa, slow down. You lost me there.
Choose 6 numbers.
6 numbers. Got it.
Check the drawing.
Whoa, how do you remember all that?
Just lucky, I guess.
Lucky for life, top prize odds, 1 in 30 million.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
I heard you and Jack had a disagreement.
Yeah, he says I keep things from him.
What are you gonna do?
He loves the Nebraska Lottery's Powerball First Millionaire of the Year promotion. So I'll buy a Powerball with Power Play and Double Play ticket before August 14th, and I could be one of 15 winners of $1,000. I'll also be entered for a chance to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve and a chance at $1 million.
$1,000? That should make him happy.
Depends.
On what?
If I decide to tell him I won.
Powerball top prize odds, 1 in 292 million.
You play Lucky for life, don't you?
Yeah, love it. Chance to win $1,000 a day for the rest of my life.
How does it work?
Choose 6 numbers and buy a ticket.
Then what?
Check your numbers after the nightly drawing to see if you've won.
Whoa, slow down. You lost me there.
Choose 6 numbers.
6 numbers. Got it.
Check the drawing.
Whoa, how do you remember all that?
Just lucky, I guess.
Lucky for life, top prize odds, 1 in 30 million.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: showers from likely this morning, then mostly cloudy skies will take over this afternoon. We'll see a high of around 84. Tonight we'll see chances from the light, otherwise mainly cloudy skies, a low of around 71. And tomorrow we'll see partly sunny skies with a high of around 86. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is 93.7 The Ticket.
Look at me short. Look at me short. And the captain now.
3-time national champion Vershawn Jackson.
Touchdown. Vershawn Jackson, number 34, gets the touchdown.
Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley,
who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bakovic.
I've talked to a few cats. They said that Bach got some game, man.
Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer. Here he is.
I'm gonna see how long I can do it, Bob. I'm gonna see how long I can do it. Welcome to the ticket. 93.7. As we mentioned earlier, let's turn Boulder red. Early bird tickets are on sale now for the Blur event. Husker Hospitality Tailgate, official watch site for the NE versus Colorado game on September 9th. Save $10 a ticket if you lock in before August 4th. BlurEvent.com, Boulder. 93.7. 93.7, the ticket will be there. I will be there. We still trying to see if Bach gonna be there. The captain's gonna be there. Oh man, we're gonna recap some stuff in the first hour. Miles Farmer hits the transfer portal. Tony White talks about speed on the defense. We're talking about super conferences. We're talking about everything. Now, Bach, how's your day now?
It is not going too bad. Other than the Miles Farmer news, I try not to let the Huskers up and down.
We can't dwell on losses like that.
Right.
We're too. How am I say this? We're just getting started. So why worry about a loss? And you have enough time to get somebody ready to fill his shoes. You know, I mean, it might not be the thing you thought it was going to be, but hey, things like this happen.
Well, and keep in mind too, he had the number 8 last year, and they took away the single-digit numbers. So maybe
he's
that
probably mad
that
about
might have
that,
played
too.
into the transfer
Yeah.
portal decision today.
Well, and I never really got the number I wanted here. So, I had 50 something when I started off. I was like, no way. It looked big on me. I didn't look like a linebacker, and I just looked like a how may I say this? One of the bad news bear kids or something. But I got number 43, and I said, I like that number. They said, oh man, that's a bad number. That's somebody jinx. He almost broke his neck when he had it. I said, well, gonna make it a number. And the next thing you know, little kids was wearing my jersey to the game.
That's right.
And I was happy.
What number would you have, if you could have chosen any number, which one would have been?
Well, I wanted 8 because I played with 8 in JUCO, and I thought 8,
right.
and I thought 8 was kind of my lucky number. But I guess I love 43. You go out and you make it something. The captain had 34. Trev Albers had that. Other people had Randy Stella had that. But it's only one number 43, and that'll be me.
That's what I was gonna say. Is there anybody else that you could think of that wore number 43 significant for the Huskers?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I seen guys wear it, but
they
didn't really do nothing with it.
Right.
So I just I'm the original number 43.
That's right. When you see the number 43 Husker jersey, that's a
Yeah,
twirl parlay
I got to talk to Michael Booker III to see if can he give me a jersey. I want his number 43. And
there you go.
yeah, that's I like him. Me and his dad is tight friends.
Yeah.
I play with Mike Booker, great cornerback, great friends, and great teammate. So it's I just want that jersey.
Yeah. You ever, because jerseys go over, look a little bit different now than they did then, and they always go through these little changes. You ever prefer a newer Husker jersey? Or I guess the question is that I really
because they're longer.
Yeah.
And mine shows off my belly.
That's right.
So,
Back then you
shows off my belly hose
right.
and my muscles right here. You don't remember the old video like this guy named D'Angelo? He was shirtless and it had his pecs right here by his
pecs.
They call them body pecs, like like
yeah.
a muscle from your stomach all the way up to the sides of your kidneys.
Oh yeah.
I got that same muscle like that.
Yeah, those.
So I'm just.
Now here's a real question though: have you bought a Husker jersey since you played for the Huskers? I always think that's kind of weird. Would you buy like a fake jersey, like all fans do? Or I shouldn't say all fans, but like a fan, just to go into an Adidas jersey store and buy a jersey. Have you bought one of those?
Hell no.
Yeah, that'd be kind of
Why
odd
would I do that?
if you have your own jerseys from back in the day.
I got my jersey from back in the day.
Yeah.
So
but it looks different than now.
Well, it's guess what? It's a winning Husker jersey.
It's authentic.
Okay.
Yeah.
That jersey is 20-0 at home. So we'll leave it like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it feels like to lose, Bob. So
yeah.
Like my guy said.
How about your Canada teams? Do you ever have a losing season?
Oh man, we sucked in Canada. We sucked.
So you knew a little bit.
Yeah, I think we was like 3-15 my first year.
Oh my goodness.
Probably 5-13 my second year. Yeah, it was terrible.
Were you free to pick where you go, or you got drafted?
No,
up there?
they had my rights. They had my rights.
They had a little bit.
But it was a funny thing because the day I got cut from Green Bay, I think probably 2-3 days later, I signed with Canada, and Green Bay called back.
Did they really?
Yeah, but I was already signed, so I couldn't get out of that contract, so I was stuck. So
Green Bay wanted you to come work out with them again?
No, they wanted me to come back, be on the practice roster. So, but I needed money, and I set out already a year.
Yeah.
So it was more of a money decision than more of the, trying to.
Darn it, Packers dragging their feet over there.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. Oh well, you're still a Green Bay Packer. You consider yourself a Green Bay Packer?
No, I'm a Nebraska Husker.
Oh, okay.
All day, every day. I'm a corn dog.
Yeah. You're one of the corn dogs.
Yeah, I'm one of the corn dogs.
No, there's a lot of corn dogs.
The original corn dog.
Yeah.
Me and Dana Brinston. Dana Brinston's from Georgia too.
But he didn't play for him. Huh?
No, he played up here.
Yeah.
So
The original corn dogs. All right, let's get into a little bit more. I know you sent over something this morning that kind of caught my eye about coaches on the hot seat, and the number one coach on the hot seat that they have listed here. And I'm going to go to get the official website that put this out here.
Well, yeah, we're gonna speak on like this early edition of coaches in the hot seat. Now, I don't agree with some of these on this list.
Yeah,
because 1 year. And they give you, and now you're on the hot seat. But it's a list that's very up to date, and it's got some great coaches on there.
Yeah, it goes through. I mean, and I don't know if I would consider all these guys on the hottest of the hot seats, or some of them I wouldn't even consider there. But there is heat to them, so I think it's kind of interesting. Again, refreshing because the last few years, Nebraska's logo and coach was on the front of all these hot seats, hot seat off seats.
He'd have been number one this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he would be. So this college football hot seat has 10 coaches listed here. We'll start backwards and work our way up. How about that?
And we'll talk about it and discuss it.
This coach. Yeah. Number 10, Jimbo Fisher. Kind of surprised to see him this low. I know he's got a huge contract out there with Texas A&M, but still, man, I'd probably put him higher on this list. Again, there's so much money in college football these days. It's hard to imagine them struggling through another year of Jimbo Fisher if he can't get it going this year.
Let's say this. Would Jimbo be in your top 3 to get on the hot seat?
I think he's like number 1, maybe there with
he would probably be number 1 or 2. The thing about this is that this guy has been getting major recruits for the last, how many years he been at Texas A&M? Probably 3, 4.
This will be a 6th season, believe it or not. Yeah.
6 year out of $110 million deal. Not lived up to his expectations, not doing a very good job of keeping players there. Can't win, obviously, the big games, what it was last year, 7-5,
5-7,
5-7,
yeah.
5-7 for $110 million coach. Not acceptable.
Yeah.
I think he should be in the top 3 of these guys, and he got to do something this year.
Like you said, he's been recruiting, at least in the offseason, getting big-time recruits going, and then a lot of them leave at some point in the transfer portal. But, I mean, he's kind of in that, that 5-7 year was an outlier, to be fair to his career so far at Texas A&M. Before that, the previous 4 years, he won 8 or 9 games. But that's, again, maybe a call back to where Nebraska was, where, with Texas A&M right now, the expectation of the hire was for them to be a top 10 team, was to be a top 15 program. And being stuck around 8 or 9 wins for them, 4 or 5 losses a year isn't doing it. So, I mean, and I don't think with where Texas A&M is a program, you have another 5-7 season. I don't know if he makes it. Let's go to number 9 on the list, unless you got anything more on Jimbo.
Nah.
All right, number 9 on this list, Matt Campbell at Iowa State. Now, Iowa State's got some other things going on. I don't know if Hunter Deckers will start. Their starting quarterback last year is kind of the face of this.
Oh, he's not playing this year.
Yeah.
His lawyer said he's just gonna study on his
okay.
He's gonna try to do his studies and try to figure out what he's gonna do about this case. Now let's talk about this case for a minute.
Yeah,
we're gonna go off this subject for a minute now. Do you think it's fair for college athletes to gamble?
No.
It's bad enough that we're paying them hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Some of them, to be fair.
Some of them. He's a starting quarterback, so you can guess he's probably making 50, 60, 70,000 there. But why gamble? Why gamble on your team? Why gamble for, on a game? He gambled on the Big 12 championship, which he didn't play in. I can understand that, but you bet it on your own team.
Yeah.
That makes it look like you're point shaving.
Yeah.
And that just, there's no room for that in college football.
Well, and I think, too, and guys in the NFL have been getting in trouble. You're getting more and more names.
Iowa got players.
Yeah, Iowa State and Iowa.
Yeah, so, it puts a black eye on college football.
Yeah, but there's definitely a difference between gambling, maybe if you just want to throw $5 on a, NFL game or something if you're at Iowa State, and like you said, gambling on the Iowa State game, even if you don't play. And that's what's so far, at least from the guys that are kind of getting in trouble and at least getting cited.
Do you gamble, Bob?
Not much because I haven't done well gambling.
I play blackjack
Yeah.
every once in a while, and I like to play Keno, but I'm
Oh,
not
yeah, Keno.
But I'm not dying to go play like that.
Yeah.
If I lose $100, I'm done.
I play bingo once in a while. My mom's a big bingo. My mom and grandma go to bingo all the time. So once in a while I
Superior
go there.
bingo?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I took my mom there one time when she came in town, and I called myself getting like 10 cards. Couldn't even fill all of them
Oh
out.
yeah, you get too
I
many.
was
of 'em.
lost.
You know, the first time I went to Superior Bingo, I won $1,000.
Yeah. Oh, Bach,
yeah.
lucky Bach.
Yes.
What about the Mega Million? What's up to 1.8
Oh
billion?
yeah. You play that once in a while?
Yeah, I'm going to play it this. When is it? Wednesday,
Yeah.
Friday?
You always pick number 43, or you just let them pick it themselves.
I let them pick it itself, but I might have to pick my own numbers this time.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that be magic, man? If I won $1.8 billion, we'll buy the ticket. Boss.
Oh, you would. You better
we'll
tell
buy
DP.
the ticket. Yeah, DP, you're gonna have to work for us now. We're gonna buy the ticket with $1.8 billion. We'll give you $5 million for the ticket.
Oh, there
right
you
here,
go, yeah.
DP.
But keep him on as you know.
Yeah, he can still run it.
He's still got to run it
Yeah,
because he's
yeah,
got great.
yeah.
He's doing great with the ticket.
I'm just the guy sitting back. Yeah, I'm just the guy sitting back in the chair.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of money. And hey, y'all better get y'all tickets ready for Friday or with Saturday, whatever it is, because I'm not a guy that's gonna buy 20 tickets.
Yeah.
I'm only gonna buy like 3 tickets, and that's it.
You just gotta have at least a horse in the race if you're gonna win.
Yeah, now you used to getting 20 horses, and they all died at the start.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
What do they always say? You've got like a 1 in a billion chance to win that.
Well, let me be that billion.
Yeah, you always be
You
the what is it, the Lloyd Christmas? So you're telling me there's a chance.
Oh man, I buy my own island, and I call it "Welcome to the Black Shirt Island."
Black Shirt Island.
That's it.
That would be cool.
No offensive guys can come. So sorry, Captain. Nothing but me.
No honorary black
me,
shirts.
Charlie McBride, and the black shirts. All my guys. We might invite Coach Osborne down a couple of times. Just strictly defensive guys. We don't like those offensive guys are whiners.
Where would you get your island by?
Hmm?
Where are you gonna get your island? You're gonna have to fly everybody out. There's no island close to Nebraska. Grand Island?
No. I go on the coast of the probably somewhere by Florida, and just tell them build me an island way out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Or just buy one, $1 billion. Hey, you don't take that much to kick somebody off their own island, you know what I'm saying? So hey, that's what it is. But yeah, let's go back to the Matt Campbell. How many years he's been at Iowa State?
So this will be his 8th year. He's 46 and 42. Obviously, has had some of the best years in Iowa State history, specifically 2020 when they finished in the top 10 at 9-3. But coming off that 4-8 season last year, and now with this Hunter Deckers thing, there's another player on his football team, an offensive lineman that's getting accused or cited for gambling. This could be a problem. This could be a big problem for Iowa State and Iowa. So we'll kind of see how that plays out. Hot seat's interesting. Remember, to begin last year, as soon as Scott Frost was fired and Matt Campbell wasn't struggling quite as much right out of the gate, he was one of the names we were talking about.
Then they just flopped.
Yeah.
I don't know. As long as he's above 500, Matt Rule's record's about the same. So, this guy changed Iowa State around, 8 years. Who else better you're going to get besides him at Iowa State?
Yeah, I think he's shown loyalty to them. I think they will have to show loyalty to him if he struggles a little bit, because he could have. I mean, he's had at least seemingly offers, because he's been on these lists, on the opposite list of these hot seats of one of the best, like up and comer. Whenever there's a job open, you talk about Matt Campbell. So I wouldn't agree. I don't know if I'd put him in a top 10 hot seat discussion.
Nah, I'll probably 10.
Yeah.
Top 10 doesn't mean if we say top 10, the bottom 5 really don't mean anything. It's the top 5 to me.
Yeah, and these are like the major places too. So if you're
Yeah.
struggling at South Florida or something, you're not going to make this list. Even though you might get fired right away. Interestingly enough, number 8 on this list, Marcus Freeman, going into his second year at Notre Dame.
I think this is bull.
Yeah.
Whoever made this list, but we're going to talk about it. 9-3 last year?
Yeah, I think they finished 9-4.
9-4.
Also lost the Fiesta Bowl the year before, so his total record's 9-5 there.
Well, this he's a young coach. He's learning on the fly. I don't think Notre Dame will take a chance and get rid of him, not this early. They will at least give him what I believe Notre Dame will give him a chance for 5 to 6 years. You know, who's better out there? That's what I'm saying. I mean, he knows the culture at Notre Dame. He knows the players. He knows, that's his first year, so he had to learn. No coach is gonna walk into a job and just go 12-0.
Well, and he started poorly, so maybe that's kind of where the narrative started. Remember that loss to Marshall was one of the biggest upsets of the year, but they did finish winning 6 of their last 7 games, including against teams that at the time of beating them, number 4 Clemson, number 16 Syracuse, and number 19 South Carolina in the bowl game. Marcus Freeman doesn't belong anywhere near this list. Now, is there going to be some pressure on him? Yeah, there's always pressure at Notre Dame.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Rudy.
We got we unfortunately have to take a break because as we're going through this list, we didn't make it too far, but we can keep going, talk more college football, as well as recap the events for Husker football as well of today. So we can do that coming up next here on The Captain on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Koppel's big summer sales event is kicking off into high gear with lots of fantastic offers still going on. We've got 0.9% interest rates and trade-in bonuses on select new models. I know it all sounds too good to be true, but yes, 0.9% interest rates right now at Koppel. Also, we're ramping up our back-to-school vehicles, and our pre-owned inventory is filling fast. We've got great new pre-owned and GM-certified units ready to roll, so stop on by the dealership or online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street. You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info, or call 402-467-1627.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Arnold's Tavern in Havelock is the place to be this summer, and the best place in town for shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some of the best players in town for the shuffleboard corner. Come on Sundays for open house league all day starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy $3 tall boys and $3 wells. Shake off the start to the work week with karaoke on Monday nights. And don't forget, happy hour is every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern, in the heart of Havelock.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Joined by Matt Davis in the studio, president of the 1890 Initiative, Nebraska's NIL operation.
We have some big things that we're going to announce, I think, in the next few weeks, few months for sure. So I think 1890 and the trajectory for our company is really good. I think we have the ability to have a top 5 collective in the country. I think we're trending that way.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Power on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Lost my baby in a pool game. Lost my baby in a pool game, and I know. And I can't go home. I said, I know, I can't go home. Lost my baby in a pool game. Lost my baby in a pool game, and I know. And I can't go home. I said, I know, I can't go home. Lost my baby in a pool game. Lost my baby in a pool game. Lost my baby in a pool game, and I know I just can't go home.
There we go. Another excellent rendition.
Oh, Jason on the text line says that TCU coach came in his first year and won all of his games. That's a lie. He lost to K-State in the Big 12 championship. Then you lost to Georgia. So you lost 2 games the whole year.
It was a heck of, that is still one of the most random things I'll ever see in college football when you include all the factors. Sonny Dykes, of all people, coming into TCU and taking him to the national championship game in year 1. Very strange. I'm interested to see long-term kind of how he does there, because he's not typically Sammy. You look at a list of top 15 coaches in college football right now, he's probably not on there, but he did one of the top coaching jobs I've ever seen last year at TCU. They slid by, they barely got by in a lot of games, but that's what you have to do.
Well, oh man, I forgot what I was going to say, Mark. But yeah, let's hit the rest of this.
All right.
I forgot what I know. I just brain fart just went quick.
We got 2 different views off the text line of our singing there. Notorious BIB says, "Nice job, guys," with some exclamation points. Bo Lever says, burning my ears." So maybe not as
We're
good.
gonna bless him today. I'm in a good mood today, so I'm not gonna do the captain. Mute his mic, Bob. Mute his tech, Bob.
We'll mute his tech. Yeah, we're gonna block you. No, we don't have to do that. Let's continue with this coaches on the hot seat to see if we'd agree. Number 7 on this list. How about Steve Sarkisian at Texas? A lot of hype about Texas going into this year. They're 13-12 under Sark in his first 2 seasons. And in fact, in 9 seasons, he's coached at Texas, USC, and Washington. Sark has never had a team finish in the top 20. I don't get the hype about Sark. I don't know why Texas hired him. I see them in the top 10 from a lot of projections. I'm sorry, but I don't see it.
Well, I know Steve Sarkisian personally. Was our backup quarterback in Canada for 4 years. I played with him. Nice guy. BYU kid. So when you think about him, do you think of him as a BYU or Saint? No, nobody's a holy saint. Steve Sarkisian comes with baggage. He did. That does not hinder his coaching though. He's a great coach. Texas is a hard school to coach at. It's been that way for the last couple of years. Who was there before him? Herman? Was it that?
Yeah, Tom Herman.
Tom Herman.
Charlie
How did
Strong
he
didn't
go?
work
How
out,
did
yeah.
only person that's probably was successful with Texas was Mac Brown. Oh man, now they move it to the SEC next year, and that's going to be tough on him. So he went to the school of hard knocks with Nick Saban. So it's not like he can't coach, but he's got to surround himself with a great supporting cast. I think, and you got to push these kids to the limit. Texas has some of the best athletes in the world, just coming out of high school there. So he's got to combo them together and see what kind of formula he needs to win.
Well, that's why I think he probably does belong somewhere around 7th on the hot seat, which is kind of crazy, again, considering all the hype that they have. But it's because the expectation is so high at Texas. This has got to be his jumping spot. And can if you've got Arch Manning in the wings, are they going to mess around with who the head coach is? I'm not sure. But, I mean, that's part of what's going to make his seat hot if he doesn't do well this year. It's Quinn Ewers, Arch Manning, Xavier Worthy still out there at wide receiver. They've got some guys, but Texas is always going to have guys. And like you said, the last couple coaches haven't been able to get it done. Could Sark guide Texas through a surprise year and win the Big 12? And I think so, but I don't think it's sustainable. It's nothing against your friend Sark, and I think he's a fine guy. I don't have any problem with him. I just don't think he probably. I mean, I think his name has landed him above where he probably should be. I don't know why. I mean, USC jumped at the bit to get him at Washington after his best total at Washington was 8 wins. Now he had to completely turn around that program, so I understand why they were impressed with that. But again, even at Washington, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6, 8-4. Okay.
Well, you got to think because he's a young guy.
Yeah,
I mean, he's younger than 50, so he has years ahead of him. You try to give a guy like that a chance because you don't want to just keep flip-flopping coaches. That's a bad thing when you have to go through coaches every 3-4 years. You take Nebraska, for example, Mac Riley, Scott Frost. Now we got Coach Rule. So you don't want to keep flipping coaches and paying them. And somebody asked the question earlier, how much do they owe Jimbo? Jimbo probably is going to get about, if he's there 6 years, if he's going to 6 years, they probably owe him about 40, 50 more million. So, you don't want to hold on to a coach just because he's not winning. If he's not winning, get rid of him. I mean, we gave away plenty of money.
Yeah.
We gave away almost probably $100 million in the last 10 years. So, you think about things like that, or probably the last 15 years, Nebraska probably gave away $100 million. So, hey, next one on our list, Bach.
Next one on the list is Ryan Day, who's 45-6 at Ohio State, 31-2 in conference play, but it is those 2 conference losses that are to Michigan these last couple of years. Crazy to kind of think of because Ohio State was a field goal away from a pretty good field goal kicker that they had from probably winning the national championship because they would have had to go beat TCU, but at least beating Georgia and getting in there. But still, that heat. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he'll quite get fired. But you talk about a hot seat. Because how far can it go? I mean, they can go 11-1 every year, but the expectation at Michigan or at Ohio State is to beat Michigan. If you lose 3 in a row to Michigan, okay, like how far can it go till it's like, all right, that's too much?
Well, Barry Switzer beat Coach Osborne a lot of times.
Yeah.
Did they fire him? Was he on the hot seat? Probably not, but he got talked about a lot.
Yeah.
Ryan Day shouldn't be on this list. You lose one game. Well, if you lose one game, the captain said that's not good. I would take 11-1 anytime. There's a picture going around on the internet. It shows Marvin Harrison III getting hit by a Georgia player. Was it helmet to helmet? Yes, it was. He got hurt. If he wasn't out of the game, does Ohio State win? Yes. Does Ohio State win a national championship if they beat Georgia last year? Yes. So you don't, you know what? You don't even, you know what? I'm not even going to discuss this because Ron Dado doesn't even deserve to be on this list.
Well, and he's had 4 teams now, all 4 of them in the top 5. The problem is Ohio State is at such a is just in a position where, he's following Urban Meyer and Jim Tressel. So, it's been a while since they had to go back to being an average program. They've been a top 10, top 5 program outside of that Luke Fickell year, just about every year in the last 25 or so. And so, that's kind of the heat that's there. I agree with you, though, probably too high on this list. How about number 5? Justin Wilcox, former Wisconsin defensive coordinator, hasn't gotten it going out there at Cal. Seems like he's been there a while. This one, again, a young coach, 46 years old. But if you haven't checked up, and I don't know how much you've been watching Cal football over the last couple of years, he's been there now 6 years. He's 30-36, two bowl games. That's 2018 and 2019. The last 3 years, they went 1-3, 5-7, and 4-8. Sounds about like.
How many years? 3?
How long has he been there? He's been there 6 years now. This will be his 7th year.
Well, if you can't win them all, change it. Cal's not really how am I say this? A bona fide job that you want. It's really not even football school to me, but football is football. But if he, like I said, if he struggles, and like I said, this guy is still young. He got a lot of coaches ahead of him. So I don't know too much about this guy.
Yeah, there's not much to be said, I suppose, about them. I mean, you just get to a point where 7 years, if you're not winning, they'll probably move on from you. Like you said, Cal, it's not like they're going to get a top job anyway, but they'll swing with somebody else. It's interesting. Number 4, they have Tony Elliott on here, who's only been at Virginia for 1 year, went 3-7. Of course, had kind of the terrible ending to last year with the deaths on the football team, but kind of strange, I think, to have him on here. But maybe maybe some of that stuff might play into it, where it's just like things haven't been good since you got here. Now he's a young coach too, if you remember, and kind of came up through the Clemson system. So
yeah, I think that's baloney. I don't think you could just write a first year coach on a list like that. Certain things happened at Virginia that probably derailed his team last year with all that stuff that was going on, but you just don't put a guy on the hot seat after 1 year.
Yeah, I don't think he's on the hot seat. I don't really know what that's all about. Of course, followed Bronco Mendenhall, who had some 8-9 win seasons there, but nothing spectacular at Virginia. So we'll see there. Number 3, a new friend of yours. I saw you get a picture with him, Mel Tucker at Big Ten Media Days.
Booker T.
He is, again, hot seat, not sure. A lot of pressure, a lot of heat this year, yes, which you would normally say on the hot seat, but he's kind of in that Jimbo Fisher category of could they even afford to move on from him if they do get upset with him?
Well, I don't think they can afford it. First of all, the funny thing about college football is that everybody wants to win in year 1. If it's not year 1, it's year 2. If it's not year 2, it's year 3. But what people don't understand is that you have to give these coaches time to build a roster that they want, to get the people in that they want. It might take 3 to 4 years. Some schools don't want to wait that long. Some fans don't even want to wait that long either. So, then you call for their head, after 2 bad years. So, we really got to sit back and give Mel Tucker a chance. But, they're going to have to give him a chance to pay him good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you take that with it. Mel Tucker's a good coach, it's a wait and see process.
Well, it's interesting because his specialty is defense. That good team from 2021 was really, really good on offense. Terrible secondary that year, which really plagued their defense. Not a terrible defense altogether. But outside of that, so he's had 4 years of coaching experience, 18-14. That 11-2 year, by far his best year. The next best year, and again, short sample size, whereas a 5-7 year at Michigan State last year and a 5-7 year at Colorado, which helped to get him the Michigan State job. Just because of the pay, and some of these guys, you put them on these hot seat discussions for different reasons. For Mel Tucker, the amount of money he's making, it makes you have great expectations.
Do you put Nick Saban on this list because he can't beat Georgia. But you want to put Ryan Day on there, who almost beat Georgia by a field goal.
Now, to be fair, I think Nick Saban's 1-1 against Georgia in the last 2 years. Didn't play him last
But
year.
I'm just saying, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see. One that I am interested in, they have them at number 2 because it's going to be interesting. Florida fires coaches if they win 9 games and win the SEC. Florida expects you to be a top 10 program year in and year out. If you're not, they'll fire you. Billy Napier, year 1 at Florida did not go well. 6-7, of course, after building the Louisiana program up. And it's kind of interesting. I was kind of reading, he's kind of trying to pitch the slow build thing over there at Florida. Florida's not a school, not an athletic department historically with a whole lot of patience.
Yeah. The thing about this is that Florida should be probably 10-2 every year. They're right there in the mecca of players in the South right there. So they should be able to recruit well in Florida just by itself in the name of the Gators. Just shouldn't be a 6-7 team. I don't know too much about Billy Napier, but once we go over this last one, I want to put a coach name in there too and see what you think about it.
All right, the last one we have on the list, Brent Venables, another guy coming off a struggling year 1 in Oklahoma. And again, that's another place with a lot of expectations. So those, 5-7 records, 6-7 records aren't going to work. Unfortunate news out of Oklahoma. I think, Coach Venables' wife is dealing with stage 4 cancer, I believe. So, kind of tough stuff and thoughts and prayers with him there. But at the same time, on the field, we'll have to see if they get a whole lot better. It obviously, we all kind of remember last year, they blew out Nebraska for what it was worth in Mickey Joseph's first game, where he had 6 days, whatever, to get ready for him. I will say this: they finished barely losing to Florida State, who's a top 10 team in the Peach Bowl. Also barely losing to Texas Tech. They had a lot of they're one of those teams with a lot of close losses. I don't know if they're as bad as maybe that record indicates, but certainly going to need a good year from Brent Venables to get some breathing room there in Norman.
Well, you got to understand, man. Oklahoma's they done had their bad years. So this is no worse than when John Blake was there or when Howard Snellenberg came back to coach that 1 year. This team has a lot of talent, not the same team that won the couple of national titles back in the early 2000s, but, you never want to see a team like Oklahoma go down like this. I do, but, it's a rich tradition in college football for them. And I think if he have another season like that, they probably would get rid of him.
Yeah, 5 of their 7 losses, by the way, by 1 possession. So Nebraska's kind of been there, but their big loss was 49-0 to Texas. Along those lines.
The Red River
deal.
Shootout. So but I got a coach that I think if this guy probably doesn't win in the next year or two, I think this opens up the door for Deion. I would go to the guy at Florida State.
I see. He's been on the list the last couple of years. Last year, because he did well. And finished Florida State with number 10 in the nation at 10-3, but his first year there 3-6, second year 5-7. So I mean, he kind of entered last year along with Scott Frost on all those offseason lists. That's interesting. I mean, we have seen coaches throughout their careers kind of have that fluke season that brings them back. Is Florida State back? That's interesting, and the feeling that they are, if they indeed are not, and have a 6 or 7 win season. Yeah. I mean, things can get ugly. You never know. Get down there in the Florida States. What was the year? Was that a Florida coach, or I can't remember who it was. Now that I'm kind of blanking on it, but going into the year, you have a top 5 team. By the end of the year, he's fired. So yeah, I could see that. Any other names you can think of?
No, who you think?
Oh no, I was just wondering. I thought you said you might have another name there.
Oh, I gave you one.
Yeah, you gave me one. That's a good one.
Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders. Hot seat. No. All right, let's go ahead and send it a break. One last segment here on the ticket, or excuse me, this is the captain. I'm used to saying on the ticket water cooler. The ticket water cooler is coming up next. But maybe we'll jump a little bit more into Hunter Deckers and the Iowa State scandal that's going on. Also, the Pac-12 is looking like they're going to land a streaming deal more than your typical cable deal. We'll talk about that, what that means as far as the future of the Pac-12
I'm
and
not paying
just
for
streaming.
nothing.
You're not going to pay for it?
No.
Pac-12 After Dark?
No.
All right. We'll talk about that coming up next year on The Captain on 93.7 The Ticket.
If you're an electrician, we've got a career for you. It's a career with employer-paid health care and retirement benefits. Join the IBEW Local 265 family. Work for one of our NECA contractors. Come to our job fair on August 3rd from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Holiday Inn, 2500 Tamarind Ridge Road in Southwest Lincoln. For more information, call Mike Murray at 402-875-1034. That's 402-875-1034.
I heard you and Jack had a disagreement.
Yeah, he says I keep things from him.
What are you going to do?
He loves the Nebraska Lottery's Powerball First Millionaire of the Year promotion. So I'll buy a Powerball with Power Play and Double Play ticket before August 14th, and I could be one of 15 winners of $1,000. I'll also be entered for a chance to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve and a chance at $1 million.
$1,000? That should make him happy.
Depends.
On what?
If I decide to tell him I won.
Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
You play Lucky for life, don't you?
Yeah, love it. Chance to win $1,000 a day for the rest of my life.
How does it work?
Choose 6 numbers and buy a ticket.
Then what?
Check your numbers after the nightly drawing to see if you've won.
Whoa, slow down. You lost me there.
Choose 6 numbers.
6 numbers. Got it.
Check the drawing.
Whoa, how do you remember all that?
Just lucky, I guess.
Lucky for life top prize odds 1 in 30 million.
Arnold's Tavern in Havelock is the place to be this summer and the best place in town for shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some of the best players in town for the shuffleboard corner. Come on Sundays for open house league all day starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy $3 tall boys and $3 wells. Shake off the start to the work week with karaoke on Monday nights. And don't forget, happy hour is every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern in the heart of Havelock. You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back. Sure. Sutter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SutterHeyman.com.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum. Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Join Rashawn Jackson, Terrell Farley, and Jake Bachhoven for the Captain and Ticket Water Cooler this Thursday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the brand new Club Pilates studio at 84th and Holdridge. That's this Thursday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Club Pilates at 84th and Holdridge. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Power, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Ticket 93.7. On the black shirt, Terrell Farley, and I'm with
Bach.
Oh, yeah. Good show today, Bach. I must say that this is the fastest 2 hours of radio. Oh, man. What else we got? Let's talk about the early preseason, the chances of making the college football. Let's see some of that. Did you see that? Let me get it out.
Those
I
are the
you.
the ESPN FPI predictions. Which everybody likes. Gives you a percentage for chances to make the college football playoff. It's kind of funny because it's the same names we always go through, but it's interesting where they lean at this point in time. So number one on the list, the most likely to make the college football playoff. They have 82% likelihood to make the playoff. Ohio State.
This must be their year.
Yeah. New quarterback. Need to have some new weapons. But like you said, Marvin Harrison Jr., the best wide receiver we've seen in some quite time. Is he the third?
I think it's the third.
Okay. Well, either way. They've got a good stable of running backs. Ohio State's always going to have a good chance. But that Michigan game looms large. So 82% seems a little bit disrespectful to Michigan, who's beat them twice in a row, in my opinion. Number two on the list, most likely to make the college football playoff, 63%. Georgia, the two-time defending champion. Disrespect being number two on that list?
Yeah, kind of. But I don't see how Ohio State's 82%, 82.2.
Yeah. That's really high.
Yeah.
Number three on the list, and maybe this is why Georgia's percentages are a little bit down. Alabama at 62%.
Well, this is the year of Nick Saban. He has to make a comeback year. I think this is probably one of his better teams, he says, this year, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't think they play each other. And I don't think they play each other at all. They have to play in the SEC championship, but I don't know. So that's going to be a good game to watch, and we'll have to wait till that time comes.
So according to the FPI, those teams are pretty much locks. From there, you have a big drop off to the fourth team most likely to make it. They have Texas at 34%. Again, a Texas team that was 8-5 last year. I think a lot of people are banking on the Big 12. Who are you going to pick? Let's lean toward Texas. I just don't know about it. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep calling it out. I don't think Texas is that team this year.
No, I probably think they'll lose a game or two, but there's no reason they should be in the top four right this early.
No. Michigan is right behind Texas, so Texas at 34% chance. Michigan, I guess, at 25.9%, the fifth most likely team to get to the college football playoff. The two best programs the last 2 years. Obviously, both teams that have made the college football playoff are Georgia and Michigan. I know Ohio State still, for a lot of people, kind of have that headspace where they're the better program than Michigan. But in my mind, it's a little bit disrespectful to have Michigan's chances compared to Ohio State chances so lopsided when Michigan does have a lot returning.
Yeah. I don't know how they get that. They whole offense probably returning with 2 great running backs. No, not really too many holes in the defense. You also picked up Ernest Hausman, who's I'm a big fan of, and asking him about Ernest Hausman, who say he's got bigger, stronger, and faster, and say he's probably going to hit a rotation this year. But that's how it goes in college football. Let's read this. Read this last text, Bob.
All right, real quick, the last
Yeah.
team they have on there, USC at 25%. So defending Heisman Trophy winner Caleb Williams, getting interested in that. Someone says, how upset is the rest of the studio that you guys get to be at the new Pilates studio for a show?
Oh,
yeah,
we're not the only ones, are we?
Well, yeah, it's the captain and take a water cooler tomorrow.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh man, is Pilates a gym or something?
I don't know. That will be exciting though, and we are looking forward to doing it tomorrow.
Oh
Be
yeah,
out there.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Good chance for us to spread the word out, and the captain and the black shirt and Bach will be out there tomorrow, and we will be live for 2 hours out there. Then Bach gets to do the water cooler out there. How's the water cooler been going without Rico's not being here?
Oh, it's been fine. Nick's been jumping in.
Oh, okay.
So we'll be at Club Pilates at 83rd in Holdridge. If you want to join us out there from 10 to 1, that will be exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Any final thoughts here as we kind of go through the news of the day, of course, was Miles Farmer entering the transfer portal. That happened basically at the beginning of our show. One last time, Terrell, kind of thoughts on that as we wrap up the show. Miles Farmer, 11 games started last year, now onto the transfer portal.
Yeah, you hate to see a player like that, get tossed off the team this early, as soon as camp open. But, some players have to learn by their mistakes, and I think that this is a great opportunity for him to learn. And, the great thing about it is he still has 2 years to go anywhere he wants to go play. It's all about who's going to pick him up right now, Maybe Deion Sanders can use a safety and he can play for them or get some get back. But, you hate to see guys get really dismissed off the team like that, and just it's a bad thing. But Coach Rule has rules that you got to follow, and if you can't follow the rules, you got to leave the team.
Yeah, I think especially the timing of this is interesting. I'm interested to see, because I think this will, grab people's attention, because he is a guy that has starting experience for Nebraska, the Power 5 program the last couple of years, and more than experience. Again, the second leading tackler last season for Nebraska, had some games where he's had multiple interception games here at Nebraska. So, it can be seen as a big loss for Nebraska, or however you want to see it. I know some people are saying, maybe some type of problem as far as whatever the case may be that's getting him, suspended and therefore going to the transfer portal. Maybe you don't want that part of the team, but I'm sure teams will do their homework, and I'm interested to see kind of the timeline of where this goes. Can a guy get cut at the start of fall camp at one university and play in game one for another team, in a month from now? I'm not sure. I'm interested to see how this goes. The new world of the transfer portal and NIL. We're all kind of learning as it goes, but definitely a bit of a hit for Nebraska. They'll be fine without him, I believe, long term. But it is, as far as experience, as far as a guy that I think a lot of us thought would be a big contributor at that secondary. It is a bit of a hit, so worth noting, and pretty much the news of the day in Huskerland. Once again, a reminder: if you're looking for about now, there's usually the time that the players would hit the podium, or the coach would hit the podium. No podium today, so nothing as far as media access. They had their third practice starting today at 8:30 in the morning, and so maybe we'll learn about today's events and tomorrow's practice tomorrow from the coaches. Coach Satterfield and Barthel will speak, as well as selected offensive players. So we'll get a little bit more into some Husker news when we're out there at the Pilates at 83rd and Holdridge.
All right. That's a wrap today, y'all. This is the Ticket 93.7 on the black shirt, and I'm out, and I'm with Bach, and we'll see you tomorrow at 10 to 12 at Pilates.
Club Pilates.
Go Big Red.
Go Big Red.
Hey, it'll never be the same. It'll never be the same. Yeah.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM for 93.7 The Ticket.
If If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Yeah, he says I keep things from him.
What are you gonna do?
He loves the Nebraska Lottery's Powerball First Millionaire of the Year promotion. So I'll buy a Powerball with Power Play and Double Play ticket before August 14th, and I could be one of 15 winners of $1,000. I'll also be entered for a chance to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve and a chance at $1 million.
$1,000? That should make him happy.
Depends.
On what?
If I decide to tell him I won.
Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
You play Lucky for life, don't you?
Yeah. Love it. Chance to win $1,000 a day for the rest of my life.
How does it work?
Choose 6 numbers and buy a ticket.
Then what?
Check your numbers after the nightly drawing to see if you've won.
Whoa, slow down. You lost me there.
Choose 6 numbers.
6 numbers. Got it.
Check the drawing.
Whoa, how do you remember all that?
Just lucky, I guess.
Lucky for life top prize odds 1 in 30 million.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pick Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bump utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business and operation, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today, with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Great.
Sutter Heyman Jewelry. Lincoln and Doc.
Prepares and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved and the success stories. PM the junior on 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
The Southern Pecan Bakery. They don't just let you call anything right Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. So that you know. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole S. Fitness, health and wellness, achieve fitness goals, and more. Gym owners and gym goers. 11 a.m. on Sundays. The ticket and the ticketfm.com. Block is